Hey, good evening there, Ball State alumni. Hey, somebody get Miller a fresh cocktail, please. Poor guy looks thirsty. Good to see the Revs here tonight. Hello, Dave. You guys ever notice that Leto and Rev are like a couple of 40-something gays on a European holiday? They're always going off on little sightseeing tours and eating at all the fancy restaurants. Pretty funny. So if you haven't noticed it, I just thought I'd point that out to you guys. But those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Trent Trump, class of 95, and unfortunately, I can't be in St. Louis with everybody tonight. And back in early May, my large intestine decided to explode, so hashtag lucky to be alive. So, but enough about me. We're here to induct Leto into the Ball State Ring of Honor. And Leto actually has a first name. It's Mark. Nobody really calls him Mark other than his lovely wife, Amy. And Mark's actually more like his middle name, with goddammit being his first name. So it's more like, God damn it, Mark, go take out the garbage. God damn it, Mark, quit wasting your time playing that Call of Duty because you suck. God damn it, Mark, quit dressing up like a cop on the weekends. You're not a real cop. So actually, Leto is a reserve police officer on the weekends in the metropolis of Hobart. So if anybody needs a wedding reception secure, give Leto a jingle, and I'm sure he'll be more than happy to do it for a couple $100. But during my days, while I was attending the Harvard of the Midwest, I'd always hear about this legendary student trainer from Rex and TC and Neil. You know, this legendary Leto. You know, he was like a phantom. You know, you always heard stories about him, but you never saw the guy. And he's a student trainer, but using the word student was kind of a stretch, because he really it wasn't the best of students. And sometimes I don't even know if he was a student. But it took him 6, 7, 8 years to graduate, and he was out of there before I started back in the early 90s. But, I think at that time when I was in school, Leto was actually working for the Colts. So I think we know why the Colts sucked so hard back in the early 90s. I'm not saying it's Leto, but there's probably a direct correlation in there somehow. But I met the legendary Leto back on July 31st, 1995, my first day of my internship with the Hobart High School football team. I had no idea what to expect, and unfortunately I caught Leto like on the worst day of his life. He had just found out that his father was gravely ill, and I walked into the training room. He's like, "Hey, I'm Mark. It's great to meet you. I'm going to the hospital. My dad's sick. I'll be back when I come back." And with that, he pretty much put me in charge of things, and unfortunately Mark's dad passed away, and fortunately for me, Mark returned back to practice, and thankfully I didn't get anybody horribly injured or grotesquely disfigured, so I got that going for me. So hey, I see Hirschman's here tonight. What's up, Troy? Good to see you tonight, pal. He's tiny, so you got to look low for him. But as my clinical instructor for my internship, I learned a lot from Leto. I learned how to be a sarcastic individual. I learned how to be a complete and total smartass. And I also learned how to be the douchebag when I need to be the douchebag. So I learned how to whip a roll of tape, clear across the training room, and hit a kid in the ass when they wouldn't leave when told. So there were the occasional nuggets of athletic training wisdom, like how to turn a closet into a fully functioning training room, and how to call the ambulance while your clinical instructor decides that the first 5-10 minutes of practice is the most ideal time to take a dump while you got a kid with a shattered wrist that needs an ambulance. So that was a learning curve for me there too. So but on Friday nights were really the best time, and because Leto and we still do it, we're always making bets and making fun of each other and poking fun at people, and so the officials had to have thought we were crazy, because every time we're laughing and elbowing each other as we're running out onto the field, taking bets on if the kid's actually hurt or not, who the next kid to get hurt was. And actually, Leto owes me about $50 because back at that semi-state game when we were freezing our asses off, I go in my best Caddyshack voice, I said, "Hey, Leto, $50 says the Marlowe kid cries before the end of the third quarter." He's like, "You're on." So, needless to say, before the end of the first quarter, Leto and I are running out onto the field, laughing hysterically. We get out there. Who is it? It's Marlo, and he's crying. I'm like, you owe me $50, Leto. He's like, oh, screw you. You're not getting any money from me. And, as we were coming off the field, all three of us were crying because, well, the kid always cried every damn game. And Leto and I were laughing so damn hard we were crying. So it was actually pretty entertaining. But Leto's my mentor. He's my sounding board. He's like my second brother, and he's a great friend. Even if every time we have an event and Hobart kids show up, none of them are ever taped because Leto likes to do that to me, and they're always looking for me going, hey, is it true you had a sex change? Or, hey, you the guy from Super Troopers? Notice my shirt, Leto? That's for you, buddy. So, my standard reply is, hey, you know that Leto's a total asshole, and I've yet to have a Hobart kid disagree with me. So, looks like Leto's still doing things right over in Hobart. So, everybody put on your goddamn bow ties, because this here is a formal occasion. So give it up for Mark Leto, Ball State Ring of Honor, class of 2012. Raise your glasses and give the guy a toast. Congratulations.